What if a young woman left work one evening and never came home? No warning, no message, just silence. This is not a mystery show. This is real life. Today we tell the story of a young woman whose disappearance became a national shock and a global conversation about safety, fear, and justice. Her name was Elaheh Hosseinnejad. Elaheh was a 24-year-old woman living near Tehran. She wasn't famous. She wasn't a celebrity. She was someone like many others, working hard to support her family and build a future. She had completed her education and worked in a beauty salon, doing nails and lash extensions, a job she took seriously and where she knew many of her clients. Elaheh was described by people close to her as kind, responsible, and focused on her goals. A young woman with dreams, not drama. On one evening in late May 2025, Elaheh finished her shift at the salon and began her walk home, a journey she had made countless times before. Around early evening, she spoke to her father on the phone, saying she was near a local square and would be home soon. But she never arrived. With no sign of her after that call, her family grew worried. Minutes turned into hours. Hours turned into a restless night. Something was wrong. When Elaheh didn't return home, her family did what anyone would do. They reached out for help. They contacted friends, neighbors. They posted her picture on social media. People all over the city shared her photo, hoping anyone, might recognize her last movement, her last sighting. But days passed with silence. No clue, no sign of Elaheh. Her story began to spread, first among friends and family, then across entire communities, then nationwide. This wasn't just a missing person alert. It was turning into something deeper. For 11 long days, Elaheh's family and countless strangers waited for news. People shared her picture again and again. Some tracked possible sightings. Others combed streets and remote areas. Still nothing. Every sunrise brought new hope and new disappointment. Then, after more than a week of searching, the police announced something no one wanted to hear. Authorities reported that they had found the body of a woman in a quiet area outside the city. The description matched Elaheh. For her family, every hope that remained suddenly vanished. Her body showed signs of a violent attack. This wasn't an accident. This was murder. This revelation shocked not only her loved ones, but millions across the country. The world could no longer ignore Elaheh's story. Investigators pieced together what little evidence was available. They believe Elaheh had agreed to get into a vehicle with a man who approached her while she was traveling home. At some point during that ride, she was attacked and left in a secluded place. Details were scarce, but this much was clear. Elaheh's life was stolen in an instant. A suspect was arrested shortly after the discovery of her body. The announcement sent shockwaves through the city. People wanted answers. They wanted justice. Nearly everyone in the community felt a chill when they heard what had happened. Social media filled with questions. How could this happen? Why wasn't she protected? Who would do this? Many people, especially women, shared stories of fear they had faced on ordinary walks or rides. Every woman walks home at night worried. They said, Elaheh's story could be any one of us. Some criticized how it took so many days just to find her. Others questioned the systems meant to protect ordinary citizens. Her name became a symbol of fear, frustration, and unresolved questions about everyday safety. The legal system acted swiftly once the suspect was in custody. The courts examined the evidence and heard the case. Elaheh's family, still grieving, attended hearings, some asking for the harshest form of punishment available. Ultimately, the judge delivered a sentence meant to reflect the seriousness of the crime. The punishment imposed sent a message that a life taken through violence would not go unanswered. For many, this felt like a measure of justice, but it did not erase the loss. The death of Elaheh was not just a headline. It became a mirror showing how vulnerable people can be on an ordinary routine, how fear travels faster than facts, how society struggles to keep everyday lives safe. Her story was talked about not just as a crime, but as a deeper human problem. People asked, should someone be afraid just walking home? Is this preventable? Are we doing enough to protect each other? These questions made the case stick in the public mind long after her death. Elaheh was not just a name. She was someone who laughed, worked, cared, and dreamed, just like people everywhere. Her disappearance brought pain to one family and concern to millions. In her memory, the world was forced to pause and reflect about safety, about justice, about what it means when a life ends far too soon. This was the story of Elaheh Hosseinnejad. If you found this story meaningful, consider sharing it. Because every life deserves to be remembered, not just as a number, but as a human being.